U.S. Marine Corps, retired.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
First off, I want to apologize. I probably expected a Marine in their blues, but what they didn't tell you is I retired in 2006. So it's been about 10 years, and the dress blues are a little snug, to put it lightly. The other thing, if I would have been able to squeeze into those, I would have had to shave a little bit of hair on my head that still grows. So please excuse me for not being in uniform. First off, I'd like to thank Jody Clark for inviting me to come here and honoring me really with all these first responders. I feel like I'm, kind of way out of my league here with these folks. There's such bravery on this stage, and was shown on 9/11 15 years ago. And we actually were up in Northern Virginia then, so hit very close to home up there for us with the Pentagon. Jody Clark, and the reason I know Jody is because of her husband, Master Gunnery Sergeant Clark, hiding over in the shade over here. Master Gunnery Sergeant Clark and I will be forever bonded because we're both Marines, but back in 2004 we had the honor of taking 35 Marines over to Iraq for 8 months in the middle of the summer, 130 degrees. And we were stationed in a few different places, but our main base that we were stationed in was Babylon, the ancient historic Babylon with the ruins right there on the Euphrates. Really interesting place. I don't think it was on either one of our bucket lists though. So, kind of what you're told. Anyway, these 35 Marines did a magnificent job. When they came home 8 months later, we had run 108 night missions with the Army Special Forces. And the nice thing is all 35 of them came back alive and safe. So we were really proud of that. So. Jody, when she asked me to do this, it was just something I've never done before. She wanted me to give the military perspective on 9/11. And, it got me to thinking, what exactly is that? And I was reading a paper here last week about how young kids are being taught about 9/11, which is so important. So it was nice to hear that at the beginning of the day here. But the thing that I found in that article was one of the teachers that said that 9/11 was probably the most impactful event in the history on everyday American lives. And I got to thinking about that, and you're thinking about the history of the United States and what has happened. But I think, she could probably make a pretty good case that it has affected every one of our lives, some more than others, but I think it's affected everybody in this country. When it comes to the military and how it affected the military, I think that has been tremendous. If you think about it, from World War II to 9/11, the military prepared and trained and equipped themselves for a two-front war, back when Germany and Japan, that type of thing, big conflicts, state wars, that type of thing. After 9/11, all that went away. I mean, there's still that capability, but it's at such a small degree. We're fighting a war on terrorism, a war on evil. And I looked it up, and the State Department lists 61 terrorist groups. And that doesn't include a lot of them, I'm sure, but there's dozens of militias running all over, causing horrible things, doing things like happened in Paris, chopping off people's heads and just all this. So right now, the military is learning how to fight what they're calling asymmetric war. And what that is basically we're obviously more powerful, most powerful nation in the world, and we're fighting a enemy that is not anywhere near as powerful as we are. Yet, 30% of the time, the weaker enemy wins an asymmetric war. And the reason is because people tend to forget over time. So that's why today is so important, and the fact that we need to keep remembering and always remember, because that's when these evil groups like this are able to take over and come in and disrupt us and win this. And I know nobody out there wants that, so it's up to each and every one of us to make sure that our kids don't forget, their kids don't forget, and having great memorials like this that we've got today and having great events like we're having today, I think go a long way in making sure that happens. So just going to be complicated. I mean, we've got people in places like Syria and Turkey that are enemies against one terrorist group and friends on another. So all we can do is just remember, hope, and pray for our leaders, give them wisdom, and just pray that God continues to bless this country. So thank you very much, y'all.